Many of the nations before us did not reach the level of luxury that the Muslims have reached. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ, once when a large amount of gold and silver had come to him from different countries, and he was distributing it amongst the Sahaba, and he saw some of the Sahaba eagerly taking some of this money, he smiled. And he said, take, because this was halal money to take. Take, because I swear by Allah, I am not worried that you will be poor. The Sahaba were poor overall. Overall, they were very poor. Many of them would not even eat a full meal a day. Yet the Prophet ﷺ predicted at that time, take as much as you want, because I'm not worried that you're going to be a poor nation. Rather, I am worried that this world will open its doors for you. This world will offer you all that it has to offer you. And you will start running after it and competing for it, just like the people before you tried as well. And that process, or in the process, you will be destroyed, just like the nations before you were destroyed. I'm not worried that you're going to be poor. I'm not worried that you're not going to be able to eat to your fill, or you won't have your fancy houses and cars and luxury. No, quite the contrary is true. You will get all of this and more. But what will that cause? What will that lead to? You will forget about the akhirah. You will forget about your main purpose in life. You will become so busy in this world, you will even forget that you have to pray 5 times a day. Oh, I have to work. I can't afford to pray Dhuhr or Asr or Maghrib or Isha. I have to go to sleep early, I have to wake up. Even the prayer is something that even the hypocrites in the time of the Prophet ﷺ used to pray in the masjid. Even the hypocrites used to pray it. But in our times, because of this dunya, because of this world, we're busy with our studies, with our classes, with this, with that, and we forget the overall picture, why Allah Azza wa Jalla created us. So the primary fitna of our nation is the fitna of money and wealth and luxury and this dunya overall. This is the major fitna that the Prophet ﷺ warned us about. Another fitna that he warned us about was the splitting up of the Muslim ummah. That our nation would be divided into many different groups. And this is what we see today. We are divided socially, ethnically, nationally, ideologically, theologically. There is hardly an issue except that we find the Muslims have agreed to disagree. As the Prophet ﷺ said, your ummah, or my ummah, he said, was split into 73 different groups. And this is what we see today as well. This is yet another fitna that we have to learn how to deal with and cope with. Another fitna that the Prophet ﷺ specially emphasized is the fitna of the opposite gender. The fitna of the opposite gender. Because men are a fitna for women and women are a fitna for men. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ said, I have not left any fitna which is more harmful to my ummah after me than women are. And the same applies to women as well, in the sense that they also will be tempted by the men. And that is why the Prophet ﷺ encouraged early marriage. And Allah Azza wa Jal also forbade zina, and He said, إِنَّهُ كَانَ فَاحِشَةً وَسَاءَ سَبِيلًا. Fornication is an evil path, meaning there is a halal path as well, that of marriage. The fitna of the opposite gender is a fitna that we see around us everywhere. We see what has happened to these countries that we're living in, when they have allowed their temptations to go unbridled. So many diseases, so many problems, all because they have not kept this fitna in check. Another fitna that the Prophet ﷺ warned us about was the fitna of conflict between other people. As Allah says in the Quran, وَجَعَلْنَا بَعْضَكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ فِتْنَةً. We have made you a test and trial for other people. So we find that mankind is a fitna to others amongst mankind. So the Muslims are a fitna to the kuffar, and the kuffar are a fitna to the Muslims. The rich are a fitna to the poor, and the poor are a fitna to the rich. The kings are a fitna to those that they rule, and those that are ruled are a fitna to the kings. In other words, each group amongst mankind is tested and tried by another group. So the prophets are tested and tried by their followers. Are they going to be patient? Will they give them the message? Will they be honest in their message to Allah? And of course all of them were successful. Similarly, we are tested and tried by the prophets. What was our response to the prophets? Did we believe in them? Did we act upon what they say that we should act upon? The rich are a fitna for the poor. When the poor see the rich, what will their reaction be? Will they forget the purpose of life and only want to be like them at whatever cost? Or will they realize that there is a greater richness, the richness of Iman and the richness of the pleasure of Allah? And also the poor are a fitna for the rich. When the rich see the poor people, do they become arrogant? Do they become conceited? Do they think that this is a blessing that they deserve, they are better than them? Do they not share their wealth with those who are lower than them in status? And so on and so forth. There is not a single group of men except that there are fitna for other men. Culturally, ethnically, politically, socially. In every way you look at it, one group of people will test and try others. وَجَعَلْنَا بَعْضَكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ فِتْنَةً. We have made portions of you fitnas for other portions amongst mankind. Another fitna that the Prophet ﷺ especially emphasized is that of fighting amongst the Muslims. Fighting amongst the Muslims. And this is one interpretation of the hadith I quoted you, that the Muslim will wake up in the morning as a Muslim and he will die in the night as a hereafter, as a kafir. And he will go to sleep as a Muslim and he will wake up the next morning as a kafir. Some ulama said the meaning of this is that when times of fitna occur, they will fight one another as Muslims and they will make their blood permissible. And when you make the blood of your Muslim brother permissible, you have left the fold of Islam. Yet another fitna, which is one that we see around us all the time, is that of being attacked by non-Muslims and taking over our land and property. That of being humiliated at the hands of those who do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This too the Prophet ﷺ warned in many, many ahadith. So these are all some fitan that the Prophet ﷺ told us about. But the question arises, what should our response be? Okay, we know that we're going to be tested and tried. We know that fitan will come to us one after the other. But what should we do as a response to that? Firstly, we raise our hands up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We humble ourselves in front of Him. We lower our faces to Him. And we make a dua that is a sincere dua emanating from the depths of our heart. The Prophet ﷺ commanded the companions. He said, تَعَوَّذُوا بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الْفِتَنِ. Seek Allah's refuge from fitan. Seek Allah's refuge from fitan. Seek Allah's refuge from fitan. 3 times. All of the Sahaba said, نَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الْفِتَنِ. We seek Allah's refuge from fitan. Likewise, in one hadith, a very long and beautiful hadith, we don't have time to narrate it completely, but this was a meeting between the Prophet ﷺ and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly. And Allah Azza wa Jal taught the Prophet ﷺ some du'as to say. And of the du'as that Allah directly taught our beloved Prophet ﷺ was the following. وَإِذَا أَرَدْتَ بِعِبَادِكَ فِتْنَةً فَاقْبِضْنِي إِلَيْكَ غَيْرَ مَفْتُونَ. Oh Allah, if you desire to test, to send a fitna upon us, then allow me to come to you before having been tested. Don't test me, it's too difficult. Allow me to come to you, to reach you. In other words, cause my death before this fitna afflicts us. This is a dua that Allah Azza wa Jal taught the Prophet ﷺ directly. Also the Prophet ﷺ would always make this dua. يَا مُقَلِّبَ الْقُلُوبِ ثَبِّتْ قَلْبِي عَلَى طَاعَتِكَ ثَبِّتْ قَلْبِي عَلى دِينِكَ. O you who turns hearts back and forth, make my heart firm, strengthen my resolve, strengthen my heart upon your religion, upon your worship. This is the first thing that we should do. Seek Allah's refuge from fitan. And if we're facing one, seek Allah's help in patience and perseverance in battling this fitna. Secondly, remain firm to Allah. Never doubt our religion. Never waver in our certainty that we are upon the truth. Because the whole purpose of a fitna is to test us and try us. The whole purpose of a fitna is to see whether our actions follow up with our statements that we are Muslims or not. The Prophet Allah Azza wa Jalla says, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَقُولُ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ. There are those amongst mankind, they say we believe in Allah. فَإِذَا أُوذِيَ فِي اللَّهِ جَعَلَ فِتْنَةَ النَّاسِ كَعَذَابِ اللَّهِ. But when he is tested at the hands of other men, in other words, the fitna of this world comes to him. A loss of power, a loss of status, a loss of wealth, a loss of this and that. He equates the punishment of men with the punishment of Allah.